I just passed gas,
Oh no!
and it's so foul.
Are you sure it was you, not the cat?
Yeah, that's what got me. Is it smells worse than even what the cats do. Wow. I'm responsible for that. Holy.
Oh man!
Oh. Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. Like I was sitting here,
Yeah.
I was sitting here ready to get the show going, and I was like,
Oh.
something rumbly tumbly. Oh, what is? Oh, I think I got a. And I had my headphones on, but I could tell if my headphones were off, it would have been very loud. It felt like it felt like tubas.
Right.
It felt that loud.
I hope he didn't hurt your chair.
It was I'll tell you, I felt some flapping. There was flapping.
Oh.
Like the ass cheeks were flapping. That's how powerful it was, Steve. And then afterwards, I was like, I had the sigh afterwards. It's like and then I went, because it actually took, it took like
some relief.
It was obviously it was straining or something, because when I finally passed the gas, it was like there was a huge sense of relief, or it felt like I had just run a sprint. You know what I mean? And like I was going,
yeah,
like after doing something really taxing,
yeah,
like when I get done with a set of incline bench press, at the gym when they go, all right, we're going for a PR. We're going for a PR. Ready? We're going PR. Yeah, PR is personal record.
Right.
And they put up like more weight than I've ever done before. And I'm like, let's get it. And then it was that same kind of breath that I gave after I just passed gas. You know what I mean? It was that type of effort,
right,
that I had put into it.
Boy.
Which is rare for me. I usually don't have those kind of
and come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it just came like literally I woke up today and oh my God, my knees were, everything hurt. You know what I mean? I gotta start taking ibuprofen or aspirin or something before I go to bed, just so that when I wake up, I just can't have, everything hurt. Putting on clothes. I gotta start grabbing all my clothes out before I go to bed too.
Oh, how do you do?
Because I wait for my wife will grab my clothes and throw them on the bed, but I just want to get them ready. When I wake up, they're there. You know what I mean?
Yep, as little movement as possible.
Because I gotta wait, and it just drives me crazy just waiting. So I'll get them all ready, and then I'll put the clothes right there to get out. Because man, I'm telling you, everything hurt. Even putting the underwear on today, we're like,
yeah,
it just ached. My whole body, like even bending my legs to put on the underwear, even bending my legs, it was hurting just to do that. Yeah, it was horrible. It was terrible. Yeah, I tell you, I felt it, and then to get into the studio finally and have that sense of, oh, what is this? You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what it was.
Right.
But, like then there's sometimes it feels like, I don't know what I got to do here. I don't know if this is a deuce or, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was sort of like that. But, but then it was, it was crazy. lip smacking back and you know. And then it was like, oh my God. You know, then it started wafting up and I got a whiff of it. And then I was like trying to blow it away from me. So I couldn't smell it. Oh, it was just one of those, you know. It was memorable, but yet it felt good.
Right,
I
definitely.
remember the good feeling, but then I'm trying to forget the after scent.
Right,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
And then I was like, oh God, please don't, because sometimes my wife walks in, you know,
right.
and brings me these. I was like, oh God, don't walk in now. Don't walk in. And thank God she didn't. So
Right.
because I would have been highly embarrassed if she were
Yeah.
if she were to have chosen now. To
Oh no.
it would have been really, really foul.
Right. Right.
Oh, there we go. Do you see who's
Yeah.
finally joining us?
Yeah.
The goose is finally showing up today.
Maybe he decided he needed to wait a little extra minutes before joining us.
What's the working schedule here like?
He actually picked a good, because if he'd have come in earlier, he would have gotten a whiff of
Oh no,
what I had just released.
The ass flapping.
Yeah. So
the cats?
no, I when I sat down, the first thing I did was I sort of moved around. It was like,
Well, you do have weak floors in your chair.
yeah. Yeah. And I was like, you know, I released a scent that I had never smelled so intensely before. So you're lucky that you didn't, you're lucky you did not walk into that. So
Uh-oh.
there you go.
Oh, thank goodness.
Boy, did you hear last night's Stainless, Steve?
Oh yes, I did.
The only good thing they said about anyone, the only thing they said good about anyone was Goose.
Yeah.
It was they were making fun of.
Goose was the only logical one.
They were making fun of my first date.
Right. Yeah.
I don't see how they could make fun.
They were making fun of me, saying that it was stalking.
Matt.
You kind of were a little.
Oh, here we go.
You didn't ask for the number. You had a friend ask for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I called.
Sneaky.
Then I called.
And then why?
She didn't hang up on me. She talked to me. If she would have hung up on me,
then it would be considered stalking.
I would
'cause
have
then
never
yeah.
called her again.
Oh yeah.
I would not have called her again. But I didn't. She talked to me.
Then you'd be in Steve's situation
Yeah.
or my situation.
What you mean? What?
If she hung up on you and said, "Oh, don't bother me," you know, this is creepy.
I don't know which one of you guys would be. Would have both of you guys gotten that? I don't know which one has gotten that or who hasn't gotten that. Steve, have you ever called someone and they've hung up on you?
Oh yeah.
Have you called them back?
Yeah.
Why does he always answer? Why does he always answer?
It's always the
Oh,
worst
yeah.
answer.
It's always like, and the way he answers, the sensual tone in which he answers these questions. Steve, again, buddy.
It's always the worst answer, no matter what the question
And
is.
it's the tone in which he answers. Oh, yeah. I mean, oh, that's not the way you would answer that particular question.
What, and by the way, if you say in your head, "Oh, what's the worst possible answer?" That's the one he's given. Oh my God!
That's what pops into my head.
Oh my God! So Steve is the type of person that would call after they hang up on you.
So you notice what his answer is? It's what pops in my head. I don't think we want to delve too far into his mind.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know if we want to do that.
Well, but on the Stainless show, they were talking about. Did you hear it, Steve? They made fun of Steve for dating that guy's aunt and for nailing that guy's what?
Right.
They made fun of Steve for that.
And because I slept with my friend's wife, and
Yeah, they made fun of Steve because he was willing to date child murderers.
yeah,
Rapists.
That we're rapists. He didn't care. He didn't have a preference.
and then bring them over from other countries.
Yeah.
Had no issue with it.
And then they made fun of me for my date, but then then it got to Goose, and they're like, "Uh-oh, Goose is so good. Oh, we need more Goose on the show."
Yeah.
Oh,
Who doesn't need more Goose?
that was how the show was. It was really disgusting.
Oh, so
Disgusting.
glad that Goose joined. Oh, glad.
Oh, we're so
I
glad
hope
that
he's on
Goose is on the
tomorrow.
show. Oh, we're so glad that. Oh, I hope Goose comes back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like Ray and
Oh.
Steve are just pieces of shit, you know.
Yeah, we don't do nothing.
Now there's hashtag
Wrong.
Goose Rocks in the chat room. Oh, how dare you?
Thank you so much.
How
Oh,
dare you.
I
no.
have fans already. I don't even know. Well, because look what they have to choose from.
I gotta be honest. If I was Nick
Nick, who?
or TJ
Oh.
or Jason or
You'd be offended.
the ghost of Nikki, any of those people, they should be offended.
Ghost of Nikki.
Well, Nikki passed away.
When?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh, I thought
Oh.
you. Nikki.
Oh my gosh.
Nikki passed away last week. Yeah.
What had? I mean, not to bring it down.
I'm kind of glad. I'm actually glad it came up because I got it off subject, but it'll all make sense. I got it on Twitter. Rightfully so. One of our listeners attacked me on Twitter, rightfully so. And here's what they say. It says, Ray, I know us freeloaders don't rate much. And you're right. You don't rate much. But he said, us freeloaders, the people who listen to the free show only and don't subscribe, like Goose. But now I'm realizing why Goose hadn't heard it. He says, I know us freeloaders don't rate much. Could you please say a few words about Nikki tomorrow on the podcast? She was a big part of the show. And for all we joked, she was a comforting voice, funny, always had a smart take. By the way, I think what you said is 100% accurate.
Oh, definitely.
But it dawned on me when I read that, I was like, at first I was like, how dare you? And then I was like, you know what? He's absolutely correct.
Yeah, people on the
I
free
made
show
the
didn't know.
announcement. I made the announcement when they cleared me. The family cleared me to make the announcement, and that was on a subscriber show.
Yep.
And then she passed away.
Yeah, because didn't you mention that on an earlier show or something? You mentioned about, maybe it was in the living room when we were talking or something.
I had said I was very upset about something. That's what I was upset about. She last Monday,
You
a
said you
week,
couldn't say anything. or something.
yeah, a week ago prior to Monday, she had everything stopped, and they had to revive her.
Oh my gosh.
And she showed up as brain dead.
But what had happened? What caused
They
that?
don't know. They just think she had a
Stroke is sounded
some kind of
right.
seizure or a
Yeah.
stroke. Yeah. And she was on the phone talking to somebody, I guess. I think she was talking to her sister or something.
Oh my gosh.
And it happened. And then she called into I've heard two different stories. I heard one that she was talking to someone and had pain and said, I'm dying. And then went under. And then the other one I heard that she had called 911 and it
Yeah,
said,
that's right, dude.
I'm dying. Yeah. So I don't know which one it accurately is, but that's what happened.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what happened. And
This was last
this
week.
was last Monday.
Yeah,
Last month. So over a week ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they life flighted her to Peoria. They life flighted her to Peoria, and she they had to restart her heart,
Mhm.
and so she had like a half an hour of CPR, 45 minutes of CPR or whatever. And then she showed up brain dead, and then they life flighted her to Peoria, and they got something going, and she had a light amount of brain activity. So they put her on life support, and then they kept her going. But then she was brain dead again after they checked her. And then, of course, there was a snowstorm, So,
Yeah.
and they wanted to give her family a chance to go, you know what I mean? To get, and they couldn't because of the snowstorm, and the hospital, kept her on life support for a while, but they just kept checking, and they're like, she's brain dead. And then finally the family had to make the decision to, remove her from,
You would think that would be like one of the toughest decisions
Oh, yeah,
you would
yeah.
have to make.
It would, and it's terrible. And so tomorrow is the visitation. Tomorrow morning is the visitation, and then there's an address for memorials because they have to pay those incredible medical bills
Right.
Yes.
of
yes.
keeping her of life support, during a snowstorm. So
Maybe my idea. Well, I feel bad about making this. Two questions I would have, but one, it'd be awful to say, but I'm probably going to say it. I'm going to say it. One, would Steve date a brain dead patient? Two, the idea we had yesterday or the other day about the kissing booth in the prison cell? Wouldn't that raise a bunch of money for Nikki and her family?
Yes. Steve doing a kissing booth in the prison would.
A male prison would raise a bunch of money because we'd already established that maybe the female prison wouldn't raise a lot of money.
Yeah.
The male prison wouldn't raise any money because it wouldn't happen.
Well, the male prison, they wouldn't pay.
Steve, but Ray,
they
didn't you
just
tell
take-
us a story yesterday how you did a fundraiser for children and
I
it went
did,
over you?
yeah.
But wouldn't that win over women if he did that, especially for a fundraiser?
Yeah, well, it was the auction I did was
Who doesn't like Nikki?
you basically sold, you did like, you offered people what your services were. Like you said, well, we offer our services to blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And mine was, I'll give you an interview on the show. You wouldn't have to pay for it. If you're a sponsor, you come on, we'll let you do an interview for free.
And you said the one salesman he kind of knew what it was. and
Yeah.
Went up, yeah.
Yeah,
did
a
a,
guy
did a
that-
half-hour-long thing with you.
This guy owned a car dealership.
Oh, a car
He was
dealership,
smart. He
okay.
bought he bought thousands of dollars worth of advertising for, I forgot I think we got $1,000 for it, but he bought like $5,000 worth of advertising for $1,000. A good deal.
Yeah.
So that's what was being, not like what they said on Stainless, which is they were auctioning off children. No, there was no auctioning off of children.
Or dating people who murder children.
Yeah,
Steve.
in fact, there was our competition. They offered to come clean a person's house or clean a person's business. And John Lamb and I bid on it, and we won it. So we had them come clean the shitters.
Didn't you win multiple though? You
Yeah,
guys said you bid and
we had
won
them.
multiple.
We had them come. Well, I won one and John won one. We had them come clean
You guys are
the toilets and all kinds of shit at the radio station.
literally.
Yeah, and that's what there's no auctioning off or buying of children. So yeah,
Well, wouldn't you be interested, Ray, to find out what the people in the chat room are saying, whether Steve should do this for Nikki and the charity that it would go for?
yeah. So yeah, Steve
Let's
should
take a vote.
Steve should try to raise a little money to help for how.
I would do that. Yeah, I would do that.
See, he's willing
Yeah,
to do it.
Amanda's saying she's the oldest of her siblings, so she had to make that decision.
Oh my gosh.
Which I think Nikki's sister was the one who had to make the decision in her thing because she was the I don't know if she was the oldest or how they determined it. She was the one that somehow had to make that decision, which is tough. I couldn't make that decision for anybody, I mean, there's no way. Which is why I hope I die first of
Yes,
anybody in my family. I don't want to be, because I'll tell you, if it was for my fucking siblings, as long as if Bodine's in charge, he's like, oh, pull the plug. They're like, no, he just has a cold. Pull the plug. I don't want fucking Bodine to make the decision. I'll tell you right now, I want Goose to make the decision.
That'd be rough. But I wouldn't want you brain dead. That's no way of living.
Yeah.
You're not living at that point. You're not living.
Yeah. See,
I want to be able to remember you the way I see you now,
Right.
or the way I saw you years ago.
I don't think I could. I mean, it's a tough decision. Like,
You would want me brain dead? You'd have to wipe my ass.
No, I don't. I
And
don't.
take care of
No,
me
I don't
like-
want to wipe your ass. No. I'm just
Like
saying.
I was an infant.
Like if
As
I just a tough,
You'd have to feed me, take care of me like I was an infant.
man. I just don't think I can handle it. It's.
And why would you want someone to live like that? That's not living.
No, it's horrible.
That's not living.
It's horrible. I just that's what I'm saying. I don't think I can make a decision. That's why I hope I die first. Because that way somebody can make a decision for me, but I wouldn't have to make. It's like that I wouldn't have to make that decision.
So should we call Bodine today and let him know that he's the power of attorney?
Bodine
for
has
you?
no. Bodine has no. He's not allowed to make any decisions for me.
How about Funa?
No. I'm saying I want it.
Michelle, Mimi,
I want my wife
and daughter.
and daughter or you to make the decision. I don't want those two. I don't want our sister. Are you kidding?
Why not?
Our sister would be like, "Well, how much is he worth? What can we sell some? Let me. Can he still sign an autograph?
Yeah, how much?
Why do you ask that? Because maybe I'll have him autograph some shit that I can sell before he dies. You know what I mean? I don't want her
That's
making a
horrible.
decision.
That's horrible.
But I'm just saying, our sister as well as I do. If there's a way to make money on it, that would be the decision.
Mm.
Bodine would be like, do it now. And they'd say, no, he just has a hangnail. We don't want to know. We'll just stab him. No, we don't want him to make a decision. And Funa would be like, I'm on the road. I can't I'm busy working. I can't make that decision.
Yeah.
So no, I want someone who cares about me to make it. But someone that I care about, I don't want to be the one to make that decision.
That man, I don't know. Wow.
I don't know
I don't know that I'd want a person to be brain dead. Again, that's not living.
Yeah, well,
to
that's
me.
what happened to
not
Nikki. Is
living
she
to
went?
me.
They said she's brain dead. There's no way. Well, like when there was a chance, at first with Nikki. They said she had light brain activity, so maybe it was a brain bleed. They said it was a brain bleed. Maybe it's starting to clear up, and her brain's
Right.
going to start working again. And then it didn't. And the doctor, they were like, yeah, she's not going to come
Right.
back.
Oh
So
my gosh.
They waited, a couple, they waited a couple days or so to see if there would be anything. And no, she was just brain dead. So then, and there was also a snowstorm.
Right. Yeah.
So there was a whole thing that I don't know if they could get, because, there's a whole thing if we want to see her before we, do that. And they couldn't get up there because of the snowstorm. But yet at the same time, it was costing. And I don't know who pays it, but because I think she was on Medicaid or Medicare, one of those.
Yeah. Probably.
And
Do they cover? I don't know what they cover, but they would cover most of it, right? I mean, I would suppose
they
I would
do, they cover until, but the whole thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong on it, but they cover until the outcome is obvious. Then you have to
Right.
make
shut
a
it off,
decision. Yeah.
because because it's tax money that pays for it, and they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
overspend. So I think you have to
Yeah. I can tell you from experience why I didn't die, but they'll cover everything but that ambulance ride to the hospital.
Oh, you got to pay for the ambulance ride.
Yeah. That's what happened. With the whole fit situation, my whole hospital bill was taken care of through the Medicaid, Medicare, except my ambulance bill
So
to the
that flight
hospital.
would have not been covered then.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Flight?
But more than likely not. Yeah, more than likely not. The flight. And the
Oh, maybe that's what they're raising money for, is the life flight.
Oh, yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Because I know, well, for me to go to Orienta to Decatur was over $1,000. And that wasn't no sirens or nothing.
And you didn't even get sirens? Oh, I'd
Nope.
be pissed.
No.
I'd be like, hey, MFers, I'm paying for this. Give me a little siren. At least I want some siren.
going through some red lights and something.
Yeah, I'm paying for this. This is
Oh no,
bullshit.
we stopped at every stop sign.
I'm paying for this, and you're driving respectfully. This is bullshit. I would have been very upset.
I'm
Yeah.
fighting. I'm fighting it.
They can go through red lights. They can go through on the.
Yeah, they have the sirens
They
going.
can pass on the shoulder. They can go through everything, right?
Yeah.
I want to get a ride in a freaking. And I've only been in an ambulance once. I got into a car accident when I was in Peoria. I got into a really bad car accident and had to get in and I got in an ambulance. It sucked.
Right.
And you're right. I don't think they had the sirens on, and I was kind of offended by it.
Right.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Turn the sirens on. Give me an ambulance ride. Yeah, so I think that's why the families, they don't have to pay for the life support. They have to pay for, I don't know if it's ambulance or life flight. I can't imagine what a life flight costs. But that's what they got to pay for, something like that. So
Right.
whatever the Medicaid didn't
Yeah.
cover, Yeah, so
This
anyway.
fundraiser, back to the fundraiser.
Oh, it's so I'm just saying that they're accepting memorials. And Nikki was, she loved pets. She loved pets. I mean, she did the work when she moved into the latest place she lived. They didn't accept pets, and I know that crushed her because she had at one point she had 5 cats.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Because I used to call her like a little cat hoarder. And she couldn't take the cats with her to the new place. So, I guess the family has to cover some of the cost. So they said if you wanted to make memorials, they gave, I could, if you guys want, I can give you the address now. I have the address.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Um,
But again, I did think of a way for a fundraiser.
let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I could find. Let me see. I'm trying to find the. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the address. Here's the address for. If you wanted to give any kind of donation, it goes to Kelly. That's Kellie Barron, Barron, and it's 929 Goltra, Goltra Street in Jacksonville, Illinois, 62650, and that's for Nikki, Niki, Glenn, GLENN donations, or Nikki donations, whatever you want to put on there, just to let, because it's her sister that's going to. That's where the donations go.
How long have you known Nikki Ray? Wait, did you
I've known
meet
Nikki
her?
since 90. Shit, when did I meet her? I interviewed her in 96, 97.
Mhm.
And then she worked with me on The Disaster for years.
Yeah, I used to like her when she did the Super Teens or
Yeah,
what was it?
the Disaster Teens.
Yeah, yeah.
That she helped write and produce and all that stuff. And those are funny.
They are funny.
And she worked with Rocky to do those. It was great.
Do you have any of those that we could play?
I have
And
I have all of them.
maybe
Yeah,
for her.
I will. I'll play some in a little bit. Yeah. I love Nikki. She was fantastic. She worked with me there, and then she went to produce shows on WMAY. She produced what did she produce? She produced the midday show or and then she produced the morning show or something at one point. So yeah, she was doing producing on MAY.
Wasn't she an assistant to Rocky or someone?
Yeah, she was for the Morning Disaster.
Yeah.
And then she went, like I said, then she when she graduated college or whatever, she became a full-time producer on MAY because we only had producers for the Morning Disaster, and
Mhm.
we had already had one. So she went to work on MAY to produce those shows. But even though she was on MAY, she was hanging out with us more than them. And
At that time, that'd have been who over there?
yeah, I want to say, well, her boss was TJ Hart,
Okay.
but I don't know. I don't know which show maybe it was Mark Grote's show. Or Mike, what's his name? Those guys had I don't,
So,
but they all had shows back then.
so long ago.
Yeah, and she was producing those shows, and then she worked on some other things, but I was done at QLZ by then. But then she started doing online stuff with me in like as early as 2008 or 2009 when we first did our first online things. And then in 2015, when I started the Morning Disaster, she and Marvin were my co-host. And that show with me and Nikki and Marvin, we won the first Illinois Times Best Podcast Award in 2015. So
that was 15.
Yeah.
Huh?
That was the first one. Last year was the second one. So, and she was on the show both times. So that's our Nick. I miss her horribly. But that happened. And you know what? And I will say that our Twitter follower was right. Our Twitter follower was absolutely correct. Was absolutely correct in what he said, that I never mentioned it on the free show. I only mentioned it on the subscriber show, but that was not intentional. That was because of timing. It's not like
Right.
it's not like I determined.
Is this a subscriber show today, though?
No, this is a free show. So I am mentioning it today to let people know that it was just usually I think less of the people who only listen to the free show.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong. That's who I think less of.
Oh.
I want to make
Okay.
I want to make it clear, but for Nikki, and I love Nikki, I should have done it on the free show.
No,
but
you
the
had to wait,
timing,
though.
Because the family had asked me, let's keep it quiet. I got news it happened on Monday night. I got news on Tuesday morning that it happened, and it crushed me. I was on my way to work out. I was on my way to the gym to work out when I got a call.
Oh, man.
And I got the phone call. It told me, and I was like, what? And it crushed me.
Ray, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. For you, really. Knowing Nikki is gone, Mikey is gone, right?
Yeah, RTQ.
RTQ.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you hear all
Jimmy's
these people?
gone.
All these people from the Morning Disaster days are gone. I'm serious, Ray. I mean, when you hear this stuff, like they're like dying off.
Well, yeah, it crushes me. I mean, there's only so many left. That's what I think about. Like, there's a bunch of people who pretend they were on the show. I mean, I hear all the time,
Listeners think they were on the show.
Like, do you know so-and-so? No, well, he was on, he worked on you. He worked with you on and I go, really? It's someone saying they worked with me on the morning? You think I would know? So I do hear stuff like that all the time, but of actual show members, there's not a lot left. There's not a lot left. And the same,
Right.
In fact, the Lytle and Lamb show, which was before the Morning Disaster.
Yeah.
Like if you look, John, I just got a Facebook message from John Lamb. There's more people from the Lytle and Lamb show still alive.
Oh, wow.
Than there are of the Morning Disaster, which is crazy, right? It's just nuts. So yeah, it makes me, and of course there's a party that goes, Jesus, who's next? Is it me? I hope it's not me, but
I'll call Bodine today.
Yeah. I mean, there's Bodine, There's Marvin. And I don't, by the way, I don't know how Marvin is still kicking because Marvin is,
How old is the guy? Is he?
He's almost 70, isn't he?
yeah, he's almost 70. In fact, he might be 70.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Um,
Because he was. What?
Marvin is a charming.
Is he?
He's charming as hell. He's
Is he?
funny. He's the funniest. He's the funniest MFer. But I don't know what the hell happened to him. A few years ago, he just got sick of being Marvin. He goes, screw it. Just, And so I was like, whatever. But I think he's great.
Right.
Whenever he wants to come back, I'm holding the spot for him. But there's Marv, there's Sean,
Mm-hmm.
Marv, Sean, Michelle, Doran,
Rocky, of course.
of course, Rocky, yeah,
Norm.
Norm, Brando, Rich.
Rich.
So there's really not a lot left. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot, but not, and I don't know. When somebody said me thing last week saying, who's next? Oh my God. I try not to think about that.
Oh, definitely.
But I hope to God it's not me.
How many in a pool? Do you think how many people would have?
Oh,
you?
Sean.
How many people would have you?
Sean.
Sean is what people at the pool would say.
Yeah, Sean's winning that pool.
Okay, because he goes to eats cheeseburgers and
There's Tommy.
Horseshoes
There's
every
Noid. Tommy, Noid.
Noid. I like Noid. He had a different personality, but I like.
Yeah, there's not a lot left. Yeah. Those are the ones that were on it. I mean, there's
Billy. Was Billy still around? I don't know what she.
yeah, Billy lives in Peoria. But Billy left in,
She's only there for a short while.
yeah,
right?
she
Like
wasn't
a
there
year
that
or
long.
something, maybe,
Like,
if that.
yeah, she didn't. I don't even think she made it a year because she fell in love with
Oh no.
this guy in Peoria. Well, the guy was my old sound guy
Hmm.
when my band used to play in Peoria. That's who she fell in love with, and they had a kid, and but she left the show for that marriage, and
To move, yeah.
yeah, of course, there's Shaner.
Shane.
Yeah, so when it comes to people on the show, that's, I'm telling you, there's not a lot. There's not a lot left.
Hmm.
I mean, there is. Like, I see Jeff in the chat room says Doughboy. Yeah, all those guys are alive. All the Light and Lamb people are alive, as far as I know.
I don't know if I remember Doughboy.
I mean, John's alive. John, Doughboy, Derek.
Derek.
Let's see, John,
Wasn't
Doughboy,
it Ginsu or something? Ginsu?
Derek, Ginsu,
I remember the guy's name was Ginsu.
Dan, Happy.
Oh, Happy wasn't he a
He was a sports guy. He did sports.
yeah.
Of course, Jimmy's dead, but he was on that show, but he's gone. Yeah. Yeah, so, there's more Light and Lamb people alive than Morning Disaster people, which is crazy because the Morning Disaster was after it.
And longer, wasn't it? Was it longer than
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Morning Disaster lasted a long time. It's still going now. But
yeah.
the
I
Light
guess
and Lamb
so.
show was the Light and Lamb show only lasted for 5 years or whatever. Squint says Hillbilly Joe. Yes, Hillbilly Joe is still alive.
Oh boy.
Hillbilly Joe's still with us. Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah. now dog food ladies passed.
Yeah.
Food ladies passed too.
Yeah, I know. A bunch of people have gone. Oh, by the way, Irene said she was talking to Marvin. He said he might come back. Well, I'd love it if Marvin came back.
Cool.
Yeah. He's always welcome. Yeah. It is crazy. It is crazy. Yeah. So I try not to think about it because it's sort of a morbid thought.
Well, yeah,
Right.
depressing,
But it is one thing that was you guys said was funny, which is who do people bet on to go next? It's of course the answer is Sean. That's who they bet on.
no, I don't know.
That's who people bet as being the next one to die is Sean. Of course, they have bet on him being the next one to die for since Jimmy went. When Jimmy went, they go, who'll be next? They go, oh, Sean.
This guy sucks down cheeseburgers every
Yes.
single day.
Yeah.
You can't suck down horseshoes every day and expect to have not a heart attack coming.
So a lot of people have picked Sean, but he's still with us.
And
He's still-
wasn't there a time when you would call him and he would be at a drive-thru
every time.
single
Every time.
Hold on, I gotta order this.
He's always at a drive-thru.
Let me get large fries, 2 Big Macs. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't. We're getting older. You can't suck down this stuff
Yeah,
anymore.
it's crazy. Yeah, but in this last, I got to tell you, in this last year, when RTQ went, and then Mikey, I mean, that was pretty. It's been pretty, to lose RTQ, Mikey, Nikki. I mean, oh my God. That's really been rough,
Mm.
That's really been rough. So, and then, I got to hit you. It just,
Here's a thought. Ray, if you were to pass,
right.
would you want the morning disaster to continue, or would you want it to just
Oh, yeah, just go away. If I'm gone,
just go away at that
Yeah.
point? You wouldn't want anyone to continue, is what I'm saying.
No, just go away.
Mm.
I mean, I would want my wife would have,
Of course.
the right to the material,
Right. Yeah.
so she can do something with it. She can
Sure.
dub it and sell it or whatever. That's up to her. Or I guess technically my daughter would.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be up to her, but because there's a lot of recorded material from all these years of broadcast. And Bella would have the rights to all that stuff.
So
So
Bella's got all the rights. Huh?
yeah.
Mm.
So
Guess who's gonna become my favorite niece?
well, I mean, I just don't. I gotta be honest. I don't know who the hell would want to purchase any of that stuff, And I've literally still got, hundreds of best of CDs somewhere,
Mm.
probably in the garage. I don't know, but that I just want to get rid of. To be honest.
But you wouldn't want it like someone to continue it or in any way.
That would
In any
never
form.
happen, DC. What was that? No, I don't want anybody.
What DC said.
No, I just want, yeah. No, I would just think that when I'm gone, I'm sure somebody will create some new show that people would want to hear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe there'd be the Steve and Hillbilly Joe show.
Yeah. We can talk about Sody Pop and
And dating.
You talk Sody Pop and Dayton.
dating and cousins. We got all kinds of.
They have all kinds of things. They have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about going down to the creek, washing our clothes,
Yeah, they talk about going to the creek.
getting a battery in my car.
They talk about friends who passed, PAST, away.
Past.
And they talk about those people don't know what they're doing. THERE. They're doing.
What's the one that you guys used to? He would get his words confused. He would use a different word. Oh, what was it? Reliable, responsible. What was it?
Oh, Hillbilly Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
be
would
held-
do. You'll be held reliable.
Reliable.
You'll be held reliable.
Well, I would like to be known as reliable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
You'll be held reliable.
Okay, I would like to be known as reliable.
Good old hillbilly Joe. Oh, God damn, that's funny. Yeah,
That's it.
unbelievable. Yeah. So Stephen HBJ, the Stephen HBJ show. I would love that.
Oh no.
We need to contact HBJ and see if he do that. I would host that show.
Oh, for what for?
I would put it for tier. I'd put that out there for tier 4 listeners. Yeah, the Stephen HBJ show. Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, right? That would be.
Yep.
Who would actually? So you would host it, and those. How would you like control them?
Oh, I wouldn't.
I
I'd just
would.
let them. I'd put it like I said. I'd put it on a tier,
What?
and I'd tell people, subscribers. I say, now listen. You know what you're getting into.
Offensive,
You know,
offensive.
Yeah, this is going to be offensive. They're going to talk about things that no one should talk about,
And say things.
you'll just have to excuse us. You know.
Hmm.
And you're paying for this. Please know that this content is not appropriate for anyone. But yet you're paying to get this.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, that's how I would preface it.
And then you just sit back and just.
And either I'd host it or I'd ask Jason to do it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm sure Jason would be like, no, I'm not.
So that's the line for Jason then.
I'd have to ask him, Nick. We'll ask him next time he's on if
He would do it.
that's something he would do.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Because that's really just sitting back and listening to them be offensive is possible, right?
yes.
I mean, that's
Well,
all
because
that show
it would
be.
just be them talking.
I like Corey's
No,
idea for a name.
Amanda says there's no way he knows that. He would be, no, I'm not hosting it. So even she doesn't think her husband would host it. I'd give him the chance, though. Then I'd probably end up doing it. No, so
You know who would do it?
who?
Nikki would have done it.
Oh, Nikki. Yeah, Nikki.
She would have done it had you asked her, Ray.
She would have done it and then bitched about it. Yeah, definitely.
But you know what? That's Nikki.
Yeah.
She would have done it.
Oh well.
And then come on this show and complain the entire time. Why did you make me do this?
That's what she'd have done. Yeah. Yeah. So we lost Nikki, and I love Nikki, and I, you know, I got to tell you, when I first made the announcement, it was rough, man. I didn't think I was going to get through it. It was a really rough. That was a rough announcement to make, and I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I had just talked about it to subscribers. So it was. I'm telling you, it was not intentional. It was not intentional. It wasn't like I was saying screw the freeloaders. No. It was just the timing. The family gave me permission to talk about it during the
Because you had to wait for the snowstorm, and then
yeah. Well,
you had to get their permission.
they-
so.
I wanted to wait till they said, okay, you can talk about it now, because they wanted to let people, their family know. You know, they certainly didn't want someone to find out from,
Mhm.
Right.
you know, from this show.
Yeah.
So when they gave me permission, I announced it the next day after they gave me permission.
Is that's been with everybody, correct? I mean, you waited.
Yeah, I wait,
for
yeah.
everybody.
And yes, I mean that's how it goes. I mean, it sucks, but yeah, and it's happened, you know, 3 times in the last. You know, it's happened way too much,
Yeah.
way too much. So, you know, let's hope I don't have to do it anytime. So let's hope Sean can hold on
Yeah.
for at least a little while longer.
Stay away from the cheeseburgers and the drive-thru,
Yeah.
Sean. Please.
I really hope he holds on.
Yeah, you just don't want to turn on your phone to call message that says, "Rest in peace, my friend." Click.
No, I don't want to call. Why would somebody die and call me and say rest in peace?
You did it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? You did it to me.
And then you
I
hung
was,
up.
I was in the hospital. I didn't make the show one time right there around Christmas. I was at my mom was
Wasn't that Nick and I that called you?
Yeah, it was you that called my phone because you guys didn't know what happened. I was supposed to be on.
I think we did that on the air.
Yeah. We're gonna call him. And I get picked up, turn my phone on after I get out of the hospital. It says, "No, I didn't recognize the number." It's like, "Rest in peace, my friend."
I see Rich.
What the hell?
Rich Mansfield, and Rich, of course, is he was
He was a producer.
Intern
He's a
Rich.
writer.
Yeah,
he
he
was.
was-
You name it.
He says Sean's Obit would be long and rambling and never actually get to the point. That's fantastic. Oh shit, that's awesome. Lackey boy Rich. The angry Scottish guy.
Oh.
Oh shit. I played one of my favorite things from Rich ever. I played at Christmas. You guys remember when I played Christmas, I did the it was a thing that Brando had written. And I got in trouble for it, but it was so funny. It was when you're all grown up now, Charlie Brown.
Oh yes.
And it was
Yeah, okay, I remember.
and I still remember being called into the boss's into Kushak's office after we played it. But it was so funny. It was so friggin' funny because you guys, I played it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I remember listening.
It's
to
the
it.
one where
Mm-hmm.
it's the one where Linus blows Linus blows Charlie Brown, and they never say that. They never say, "Oh, Linus is blowing Charlie Brown."
Yeah.
No, they never say it. It's a conversation between the two guys.
Yeah.
And then you hear, oh, you're all grown up, my Charlie Brown. It is hysterical. And I played it and I loved it, but yet got in trouble for it. But I argued. I said, well, there was nothing offensive in it. And they disagreed with me, but oh well, I got away with playing it.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's funny. And also they wrote that Marvin's Playhouse.
Mhm.
And I played an episode of Marvin's Playhouse not that long ago. Although we can't find, they wrote like several of those, but we can't find them because that was back when we used something called a jazz drive. You guys know what a jazz drive is?
Mm-mm.
There was something called a jazz drive, which is how we saved stuff. Okay. And I have jazz discs filled with material, but I don't have a jazz drive to play it. And I don't even know where to find a jazz drive to pull the stuff off it. But a lot of that stuff was saved on a jazz drive. And then it all went to USB drives after that. And but I have a jazz drive disc or two jazz drive discs filled with material somewhere, probably in the garage. And it's probably dead now. But I just don't have a drive to play it on. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to find out what's on the drive and pull all the material off, but you know. Jeff says Steve has a jizz drive. Thank you, Jeff. Yes.
Oh,
So yeah, there you go. So yeah, for the Twitter, I think it was Paul on Twitter who was giving me shit about that. it wasn't anything. It wasn't an intentional thing where I didn't want people who listen to the free show to get it. No, it was just timing. Her family gave me permission to talk about it. And you guys know, if someone gives me permission to talk about something on a Thursday, then I talk about it on the Friday and Saturday. It just so happens Friday and Saturday are subscriber shows.
Right.
That's why it was never an intentional thing to keep, because I put it on Facebook too. I put her obituary and I put her picture, and when she died, I actually put rest in peace, my friend, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was public about it, but just on the show, it just so happened that I was too sad from talking about it, and I didn't want to talk about it again on Monday. So
Right.
yeah, you're right. It seems like I was trying to not let the free listeners know, but no, that was just timing. It was just a mistake. So just not intentional. Certainly not intentional things. So yeah, it just sucks. But the next one to die, I hope that no one dies. Let me answer it that way. I hope that nobody, and I know that, there's only so many left. I mean, there's there's, as I said, Rich, Brando, Spanky, Shaner, Tommy, Marvin, Sean. There's only so many left. Bodine and Michelle, Doran. There's only so many left, but the people is Sean Valent usually gets the most guesses, or me, I guess. But I think people don't like to guess me to my face, But yeah, I'd say it's Sean is the popular pick there. I hope that's not the case. I want all of us to live for a long time, because I don't want to go through it again. It's too rough. All right, so let's see. We've also talked about Steve and HBJ. Steve and HBJ doing a show. And Steve, you said you'd do that?
Sure. Why not?
That is it.
We could talk about redneck stuff,
We'd have to see if HBJ would be willing to do that.
and we can give out some mechanic tips.
You think anybody's gonna take mechanical tips?
No one's gonna listen to that show to get mechanic tips.
I have a degree in auto mechanics.
Oh,
buddy
geez, here
boy.
we go.
A degree.
That would be the least interesting show of all time.
You're gonna be held reliable.
Yeah, you'll be held reliable. Oh shit! Hey, did you see they announced what Bob Saget died of?
Oh, what?
Did you guys hear this?
No.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
He died of head trauma.
What?
He
Phil.
died of head trauma. They said this is what the authorities concluded. They said he hit his head on something. He hit his head on something really hard.
He must have fallen or something.
And yeah, they said that he accidentally hit the back of his head on something, thought nothing of it, and went to sleep. That's what killed him.
Oh,
Huh.
So maybe he fell, hit the back of his head on the floor, or
Yeah.
a lot of people do that in the shower.
No, I've done it before.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they always say after you do that, you're supposed to try to stay awake as long as you can.
Yeah. And he had head trauma and he fell asleep afterwards. And that's what killed him,
Hmm.
which is highly disturbing. Highly disturbing. So, yeah, that just sounds terrible. Because he probably went to bed thinking, my head hurts now, but it'll be fine in the morning. Not so much. And that ends up being not true. Let's see.
Jeff says the Russians are blood doping again, as you predicted.
Yeah, I saw that. The Olympics, they're testing the athletes. The Russians again. The same thing that they're banned for, they're doing again.
They'll get banned again.
Yeah.
Come back next year, next Olympics, and there's something else.
It's unbelievable. They're testing people after they win the medals, and the Russians are all ending up positive for, they're juicing.
Juicing, huh?
It's always the Russians. Goddamn Russians. Oh, well. Let's see here. There's a pizza chain near Philadelphia. They ran an ad that showed food and a picture of a cappuccino. But they didn't realize that the picture of the coffee was photoshopped. So the cream on top of the picture was
Oh no.
the cream on top of the picture. I'm gonna. All right.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but all right, here we go. I'm gonna share what the photo looks like now. All right. And I want you guys to pay attention to the cappuccino. She's pouring the cream in the cappuccino. Look close to the picture that it is forming. Okay? So now you know what to look at. All right? So look close.
Oh no.
Yeah, look close to that photo. Can you see it, Steve?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's a naked dude.
Oh my god.
With a big old dog. People are asking me to zoom in. No, that's about as zoomed as it'll get. I don't know if it'll go any more zoomed than that, but yeah. And they ran that. They ran it on in their newspaper and magazine and stuff. That's where they ran the ad. The picture that had the naked dog on it. So they're having to apologize to everyone. So there you go. Yeah.
It's not one of those pictures where you see different things, right?
No,
Where you gotta see different things.
No, you saw a naked dong is what that was. I mean, but it was the milk making the dong. It was the cream.
Yeah.
Right. I saw the stupidest show last night on Hulu, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's called Pam and Tommy. It's about the Tommy Lee Pam.
Oh yeah. That was that's it's on
series.
Hulu.
Yeah. He has a talking dick. He talks to his dick.
He talks to it.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't he talk to it during the video, the Pam and Tommy video? He talks to it.
Yeah, I think so too. But they actually did it where he stood in front of a mirror and they made it stand up, and the little end of it flopped like it was talking. And then,
What in the?
and then closed captions say Tommy and then penis.
So the penis talks to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have to check that
Have
out.
to check that out.
Yeah, that's a series I've been wanting to watch, but I haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah,
yet.
I just started watching it last night.
Are they still together?
No,
No.
no. Years ago, they broke up years ago. But yeah, she's gotten remarried.
Several times, right?
Several times, yeah.
Yeah, a few times. But now she's having trouble with her marriage. I think there's.
Does she
some-
still look good? Is she still as attractive as ever?
Has anyone seen a picture of
I'm
a
sure
recent picture? We should look for one. Yeah, what does she look like now?
Because I thought.
I mean, she's
she was
gotta
one of the
be-
most prettiest women.
Oh, she was gorgeous, but she's got to be
Oh
60
my
now.
gosh.
I mean, it's very sad, but people hit 40 and they start going to hell. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people who hit 40 and they get better looking.
Yeah, who was that yesterday? You were saying someone she still looks good. Is it Cindy Crawford? You were saying?
Yeah, Cindy
You
Crawford
said
still
Cindy
looks
Crawford
good.
Still looks good.
I mean, I thank God every day that my wife still looks, good, that she hasn't gone, at some point it's going to go all to hell, but she's still holding up pretty well, but she's nowhere near I shouldn't say nowhere near, but I think my wife is as pretty now as she was when we got together. But there was a time in her early 20s where, wow, you know what I mean? It was unbelievable
Yeah.
how sexy and but to me, she's just as sexy now as she was then. But there's weight gain, there's I'm just saying, time is very cruel. Time is very cruel to us as we age. And at least some guys start to look distinguished, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But unfortunately, it seems to be much rougher for, it does seem to be much rougher for women. And that's not, I just think it's horribly sad when you see some pictures of women who hit 50 and,
Hmm.
or 40 and go to hell. I think it's just sadness. Here's a picture of Pamela Anderson now.
Today. Okay.
Yeah. There's what she looks like now. Let me share this with everyone so you can.
You said she's almost 60, maybe mid 50s.
She's in her mid 50s. Okay. And here we go.
She's got children too, right? By Tommy.
Yeah, she's got. Yeah, they had a kid. I want to share this photo. This is Pamela Anderson. This is Pamela Anderson. And don't get me wrong, I think she still looks good. I think she still looks. Yeah, she still looks good, right?
Oh,
Hear
yeah.
the tone and hit.
Yeah. He sounded almost shocked. Oh, yeah. He's got
What's he do?
a magnifying glass on so he can get a good look. Yeah.
He's got binoculars, magnifying glasses, like a true perv.
Yeah. Like a total perv.
Hmm.
Yeah, there she is. There you go. How she looks, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Can't talk right
Yeah.
now.
You like that? There she is at almost 60.
What is he?
Damn.
I don't know what he's.
I don't want to know.
Okay.
He turned his
I'm good.
camera
He
off.
turned his camera off.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm good.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
That was quick, Steve.
So she still looks, but it's just, time is rough on
Oh yeah.
people. I mean, look, dude, look at me. I look like, I mean, shit.
Still look young though.
Yeah, but
Still look younger.
they should put my picture out and say, hey, you people who think you're something, this is what you're eventually,
Eventually.
I mean,
Wouldn't Sean possibly be the poster boy?
well,
for
I mean,
that?
I'm just saying that I'm trying to get close to my camera.
Oh my god.
This is what it looks like in your 50s, kids.
Hey. What
You know, and I mean, I'll tell you, I think I look like shit. So,
are you talking about? You don't have a receding hairline.
yeah, thank God for that. By the way, same with Steve. Still
Yeah,
have
I
our
mean-
full hair. Still have
Oh,
our full hair. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna lose hair.
And you don't have wrinkles either. Like
That's because I'm fat.
Because it's too fat.
Yeah,
Fat
it's because
fills
the
up
fat,
all
the
the
fat
wrinkles.
is keeping the wrinkles out. I'm telling you, as I lose weight, and I'm telling you, I've lost, as you know, I've lost some weight in the
Yeah.
last.
yes.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah.
I've lost some weight in the last couple of years, but as I've lost it, I've noticed there's some wrinkles coming in.
Like today, you're eating your you have your protein
Yeah,
shake
'cause I'm
and
gonna
2
go work.
oranges.
I'm gonna go work out right after the show, so
And your 2 oranges.
I gotta get my protein in. Hey,
Yeah.
I gotta get my protein.
And your vitamin C. You know, when you go to work out, are there days where you work out longer, or you do different exercises every day?
Today's
right?
a long. Today's
It's a long day.
today is both weights and then cardio after the weights.
So,
Ooh.
oh wow. Do you cardio every day though? Every day you go
Yeah.
to work, it's cardio every day, right?
Yeah, but like on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's just cardio.
Oh.
So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
So you're saying cardio is how you lose the weight, really?
Yeah, well,
cardio
I didn't know
do
you lose weight from just not eating as much.
going through drive-throughs. Yes.
Yeah,
And when your window doesn't roll down, that prevents that from happening.
yeah. Steve just opens the door and gets the food handed to him in drive-throughs.
So maybe not going through drive-throughs altogether
Yeah, maybe skipping the drive-through would be the way.
was my point.
Yeah.
I had Casey's pizza last night. Damn, it's
Oh.
good.
I got. You know what happened is, I was taking this medicine. Okay, I was taking this medicine that was really helping, but then it was causing
Yeah.
massive constipation. So
Ugh.
I had to take a couple weeks off from the medicine, and I started eating like a pig when I was off of it. So I just went back on it Tuesday
Right.
night.
Oh
So,
shit.
Uh-oh. So that's what happened with the weak floors this morning.
Yeah, so maybe it's because
Yeah, you finally. Oh,
I
you might
just
be
went
starting to
back
plug
on
up.
the medicine. Yeah.
Starting to plug up.
So
Uh-oh.
Oh, unplug.
after I went back on the medicine, now I think I'm not eating as much. But oh well.
Do you think that's a mental thing? More mental than losing weight itself?
No,
Just in
this
general.
the medicine I'm taking,
Oh, and yeah.
it makes me not hungry and not thirsty. That's why I was getting the constipation, is I wasn't drinking enough water
Oh.
because,
Mm.
is because that's so I wasn't drinking as much. That's why I was dehydrated.
Mm.
But that's what that was turning me into like cement. And I couldn't pass my stool.
So really,
I couldn't have a stool passing.
what you're saying is more cardio, more water intake,
Yeah.
and just eat.
And eat less.
And just not necessarily healthier.
Eat
Healthier,
less,
just
listen.
less portions,
Eat less and move more.
and move more.
There you go.
That's what you need.
That's how you lose weight. Eat less, move more, and eat better. Like have an orange
rather than having bacon and biscuits,
rather than having a donut,
donuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
rather than having breakfast pizza.
From wherever.
However, we did have pizza last night.
Mhm.
You ever get a veggie pizza?
Yeah.
Just veggies. Okay.
My wife says,
I love them.
my wife says, It's National Pizza Day.
Why do they have national
I
every
don't-
hot dog day? Why is food get a?
I go,
I
who do you think decided it was National Pizza Day?
Let me guess.
She goes, I don't know. I say, well, it's because
The corporation
the people who sell pizzas decided it was National Pizza
or
Day.
hot dog day or burger day.
Yeah.
Let me guess.
Anyway, I just
And the whole Taco Tuesday thing, right? That's a great gimmick, right?
yeah,
It's great.
a National Pizza Day. My wife actually bought a pizza last night because she goes, well, we've got to have pizza. It's National Pizza Day. And I'm like, well, I know who fell for that,
Yeah.
but I couldn't eat much because it was pizza. You know, I don't want to overeat the pizza.
What do you think works better? The jingles, the the jingles that everyone has in their mind, or national, like you said, National Pizza Day? What is a better gimmick for you? Like the jingles you hear on the commercials. What do you think works better?
I don't know.
Because we always remember the jingles, right?
Yeah, jingles work good. Don't
And
get
we
me wrong,
we
yeah.
forget what, I mean, if we're not told, we would
The problem
forget
with
what
jingles
day
is-
National Pizza Day is.
The problem with jingles are you don't always know.
The product.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some commercials are like that now. More and more, it's like
Like
what's
sometimes you remember the
product?
music. Sometimes you remember the music, but you don't remember the product.
Yeah.
That's, you know. But listen, I got to get out of here because I was supposed to end by 9:30.
Oh,
But we've got to go. I got to go work out. Let me just say, our show's brought to you by Recon Text, and let me plug them for a second.
Oh yes, yes.
They did my daughter's car yesterday. They detailed it, and it looks unbelievable. It looks unbelievable. They are also putting in her car a brand new radio.
With
The radio is going to have a backup cam screen and her Bluetooth, all that stuff that she wanted. I'm getting aftermarket stuff. They put it in at Recon. So I'm just saying, if there's anyone out there that needs that stuff done, Recon Text, they'll do it for you, man. And her car looks amazing. She had a car sort of bumped into her, and the paint from the car got in her back.
quarter panel.
Yeah, quarter panel. They buffed it all out. It's
Oh, wow.
amazing how
Oh,
well
wow.
it looks.
Oh wow.
It looks like, you know,
I have to go outside and
Excuse
take a look at this.
it's amazing
Yeah.
how well her car looks. And also, they were telling me, they said, "Do you want a remote start?" And I said, "No." And they said, "We got remote starts right now." And I want to say they're like $300 or something. They really got good prices on remote starts for cars right now at Recon too. So call them 670-1132 Recon Text. They can take care of everything you
So
need.
they really do more than just
Oh yeah,
detailing
it's
your car.
more than detailing. They do all the aftermarket stuff. I want to have them tint
the windows.
windows. Yeah,
Yeah. They do that as well.
yeah, they do. You name it, they can do it. Any kind of aftermarket stuff for your car, they
Right.
take care of it. So they're doing the stuff with my daughter's car. That's putting in a backup camera, having it go to the screen. They're making to where her phone, she can listen to music or podcast from her phone on her radio
right.
because she doesn't listen to regular radio. So she can now listen to her phone directly with the Bluetooth, which will make her very, very happy. So anyway, they do all that stuff. And Just Beds, 3120 Montvale Drive. Just Beds. Get yourself a cool 8 hours of sleep every night. Get yourself a good mattress. You don't want to own one of these mail order mattresses, all right?
Why not, Ray?
Because that's bullshit.
Yes.
They're too thin.
Yes.
Listen, anything
That you can compress
that you can compress and wrap up in a package
isn't going to be dirty.
and mail to someone
yes.
and still make that price effective lets you know that it doesn't weigh anything
Mm-hmm.
and it's compressed. Why would you want to sleep on it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just talking,
An air mattress is nice, but not every night.
just talking common sense to you, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Get a nice mattress. Go to Just Beds and get a nice mattress. one that will give you a good 8 hours of sleep. That's what you get from Just Beds. They deliver it to your house. They take away the old one. If you have one of those mail order mattresses, they'll take it and throw it in the garbage where it belongs. Anyway, that's what you get from Just Beds. 3120 Montvale Drive. They are the yawn exterminators. I want to thank you guys for listening. We're back tomorrow.
Tonight.
I'm sorry, we're back tonight with, thank you, Steve, with a subscription show. All right. This is the last free show for the week. We will be back tomorrow with a subscriber show and Saturday with a subscriber show. And by the way, you probably noticed last night, Stainless is now available for tier 1.
Oh wow! Could you also give Nikki's information again, please?
Yeah.
Please.
Stainless is now available for tier 1. So, all right, Nikki is having the actual funerals tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. is the funeral. If you want to see her full obituary, you can go to my Facebook page. It's on there. Or if you just want to give if you'd like to give a donation, all right? If you'd like to give a donation to help pay for the stuff that isn't being covered, like the ambulance ride or whatever, the life flight or whatever thing.
Yeah.
If you want to give some for that, it's sent to Kelly Barron, Kellybarron, KELLIEBARRON, and that's at 929 Goltra, GOLTRA Street in Jacksonville, and the zip code is 62650. That's her sister, and she's handling the donations, and they're just going to pay the hospital expenses or the medical expenses with that, and of course funeral expenses too, and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's for Nikki, sweet Nikki, who I miss daily. Steve, thank you, my man.
Yep.
Hey, were we supposed to rate the comments?
Yes, we were, but
Nikki took precedent.
yeah, Nikki.
Nick, obviously.
Best comment though had to be,
Oh my gosh.
somebody made a great comment when we were talking about all the death.
No, what were the? I want to know what the comments were about Hillbilly Joe.
Oh, there's a
Steve's-
bunch of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
that
my
was
goodness, that was horrible. And who would host that? That's what we need to find out. Is who would actually?
Who would host? Who would you want hosting the Hillbilly Joe and Steve show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you need to find out. That's should
Yeah.
be tomorrow. That'd be interesting.
Jason be on tonight.
Yeah, I guess we could ask Jason.
We'll ask Jason.
We'll ask Jason
You might. Well, is Jason?
because usually Thursday night is me, Steve, Jason, and we know this girl Tiffany.
Mhm.
That's who's been doing the Thursday. I don't know who's doing tonight's show, but Jason will be on, right? We
Right,
we can ask him.
Yep.
Hmm. Huh.
You know, I wanted to ask you about this. I keep looking at your morning disaster sign. It has Ray
Yes.
and some name. What is the one at the upper right hand corner? What is this? What says I like semen? Right above that, to the right of that.
Diabetes.
Who spelled that?
Well, it's intentionally spelled diabetes. It's spelled diabetes.
And why is there something called girthy penis? What a shit-stained Steve.
That's I'm telling you.
Sex couch.
Yeah,
Orange Peter. What? What? It's so dirty. Well, you got that right. That whole sign is so dirty. what? There's not a thing on that doesn't imply.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's those are all things that we made popular on our show.
Up my butt.
Yes, these are all things that have been on the show.
Titties.
Yeah. Tuesday was Today Tuesday.
Today, Tuesday. Yeah.
You've got nice titties. All right. Well,
Nobody gives a shit.
we'll wrap up.
What is it? What is going on this side?
We'll wrap up today and be back tomorrow. By the way, subscribers, we are live tonight around 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Depends on when Jason gets home. And we'll be the same as always. If you want to subscribe, it's $5 for tier 1. And then $10 for tier 3. Tonight is a tier 3 show.
What do the freebies get? You never plug the freebies.
Freebies don't get shit.
Oh,
Freebies don't get shit. Somebody asked me if I was going to start putting out the subscriber podcast months later, and I said no.
why not?
No.
Freebies need to listen.
No.
I speak for all the freebies.
No. Freebies aren't getting shit.
I see that. 'Cause
No respect for the freebies.
you didn't even share your oranges you got.
Here, you can have this one.
No respect for the freebies.
Freebies don't get shit. They can pay $5. If you can't afford $5 for tier 1, I'm sorry. Then you're not worthy of my respect.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think. Anyway, we're on tonight. And then tomorrow and Saturday, we're on with
Wait, what time are you on tonight?
5:30 or 6 o'clock.
I mean 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Well, depends on what time Jason gets off work.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
And then we go live when
He has that thing called a job, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Jobs are for white people. So he
I'm half white. I would like to join that force.
jobs are for pussies.
I like pussy. I don't mind. I'll join it. I mean, I don't like prison pussy.
Steve
Murderer pussy.
Steve loves murderer pussy.
The best kind.
So yeah, that'll be tonight. We'll have a subscriber show. Then tomorrow, tier 1 subscriber show tomorrow and Saturday. That's only $5.
Right.
Come on.
$5 is tier 1.
And that's $5 a month. A month.
What would tier
month.
4? If this show was to happen, what's tier 4? What is it?
$20. Or the tier 4 is $15.
$15 a month. That's it.
Yes.
And I get everything. I get all access.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between tier 1 and tier 4 or 5?
You get the tier 4 gets you all the classic podcast.
Okay.
Oh, pardon me. That was a good burp. Steve. Tier 4 gets a classic podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and it will get you the Stephen Hill
Oh,
Stephen Hillbilly Joe show.
okay.
And then there's another thing that I'm preparing to do. I think I'm going to get with Psycho Dan, and we're going to play one classic bit that from the old Morning Disaster,
Mm-hmm.
and where Dan and I will talk about it and then play the bit.
Okay.
That'll be a tier 4 thing.
Oh wow.
So there we go.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So these are the opportunities you get.
Does tier 4
Being a
and 5
subscriber.
do you also send them like if they wanted the best of CDs? Like, do they get that?
Yes.
Tier 4 and 5 get those.
Literally, you ask me and I'll make them available for you, and I'll put them up on the and I'll put them up for you to download. It's very easy. Or I'll just it's very easy. I'll give you a code and you just go download it for free. Yeah. Very
So-
easy. Very easy.
I'm thinking of maybe subscribing, maybe,
$5 a month.
and that gets me what?
All my love.
Oh,
Friday and Saturday shows.
yes,
And it gets you the show Stainless,
stainless.
which you should get because they talked about how fucking great you were.
Yeah.
They insulted both Steve and I.
Wow, you guys were kind of offensive.
Anyway, I got to end the show because I got to go work out.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys tonight. Bye, everybody.